Hey, Crestwood, happy Wednesday to you. Hope you all are doing well, especially those of you who are going through back to school moments with kids or grandkids. Certainly a special time in the life of those young folks as they make the rite of passage to the next grade or into school for the first time. And stirs up all the emotions, as I talked about last week with us. So hope that's all going well for you. Honored to bring you this devotional for this Wednesday, August 16th. So 2 days ago, Monday, August 14th, was my and Amy's 2-year anniversary. We were married 2 years ago in Charleston, South Carolina, and it was actually the 3rd anniversary of our meeting in person for the first time. And I always sort of pause and reflect on how different my life is now than it was 4, 5, 6 years ago. Yours is too. Things have happened in those intervening years, some good, some not so good, that have brought you to this moment right here, right now. But I find it so fascinating how I thought my life was going to go in one direction, and then it ends up going in a very, very different direction in ways I never would have planned, in ways that are so much better than I think I probably ever could have hoped for, but not without the challenges along the way. And as we think about the journey we take in life, that's often the case. We don't know day to day what that day has in store for us. A day where starts off really well could end very sadly, and vice versa. A day that just starts off as a humdrum, mundane day may end up with some grand, glorious news that's a part of it. We don't know what each day holds. I think the challenge for us is to remember a couple things. Number one, to remember that God is with us no matter what the day holds, no matter what situation we walk into, no matter what we celebrate, no matter what brings us sadness. God is beside us in that. And so that should give us the confidence then to face whatever this new day holds. We were designed for this day that God has given us. We don't control what's going to happen in there. Life is very capricious in that way. But we can remember that God walks with us as we walk through that day. And I think we can also remember that no matter what happens, God is proud of us for the way that we are seeking to live out our faith. You know, it's so easy sometimes to get caught up in that, we're not good enough syndrome, that there's more we should be doing, or we slip in our faith, or we're not always stalwart in that. And then we begin to think God must be disappointed in me because I haven't done this, or I had this thought, or those sorts of things. God's not disappointed in you. God is proud of you. Look at how far you've come. Look at what you have come through. The scars that you bear are proof that you have survived. You've survived whatever it is that life has thrown at you. You've leaned into God, no matter how imperfectly, and you are still here, you are still standing, and you are still trusting in God. So I want you to remember that no matter what this day holds, God is proud of you for facing the day the way that you are facing it. And that whatever scars that you have, whatever scars are yet to come, those are reminders that God sees you through those difficulties and sees you through those challenges. And last thing I want to remind you is what you do and say today, it really matters. You may think it's something that's throwaway, a line to a friend, or an email that you send to someone, or a quick text, those sorts of things. In the course of the day, every time we say something, do something, we are building our character. We are building how people see us. And if we stay true to who God has called us to be, if we stay true to the image of God that's within us, then when we send that email, we send that text, we have that conversation, we are building this understanding of the character that God has given us. That always makes me pause when I'm about to send something that maybe is a little snarky, or maybe is reactionary, maybe isn't as kind as it should be. Those words are going to matter to the person who receives them. You've been on the receiving end of words that weren't kind, and you know how those have stuck with you. I want you to remember what you say, what you do today, it's going to matter. It could matter for someone for days or weeks or months or years to come, in a positive way or a negative way. So how can you reflect the light that God has put in you today? How can you be the joy to someone maybe who's having a difficult day? How can you shine the light? How can you share the love? How can you be the grace that God has given you abundantly over and over and over again? Today is the chance to make a difference in someone's life. We don't know what this day holds. What we know is God is there waiting for us. God walks with us, and God is going to give us opportunities to take the abundance of blessings that we have that overflow from us and to share those with others so that we can have a positive impact and so that they may experience the love and grace of God today. Crestwood, go out today, change the world, even if that means just changing someone's life, one person, by being God to them. God bless you, Crestwood.